Right, how's everyone doing? Good, I hope. I'm going to be comparing the Sega Mega Drive Mini to the Sega Mega Drive Flashback, and I'm going to give you my opinions on both of them and the games and everything that are on them. So first, I'm going to start with the Sega Mega Drive Flashback made by Art Games. Right now, in my opinion, I think people should get this console. It's really cheap. We only paid €80 for this out of Argos before they closed. Um, it has 85 built-in games, and it plays cartridge games. So it has two controller parts, but it comes with two 6-button wireless controllers, which is awesome. And there's the power switch and the reset button. So it looks a lot like the Model 1 Sega Mega Drive. And the back of it is HDMI. It outputs in 720p, and that's the power adapter. Now, Art Games make the Sega Mega Drive Flashback, and in my opinion, I think they've done a good job here. Now a lot of people complain about this, saying that it's no good, but I think it is. I mean, we've had this for a long time. I haven't had any problems with it, and the 85 games, you have Sega Mega Drive games, you have Sega Master System games, and you have Sega Game Gear games. There's a lot. All the Mortal Kombat games are on here. There's a lot of Sonic games: Golden Axe 1, 2, and 3. Alex Kidd, Eastwat, Altered Beast. So I mean, there's a lot of games here for €80, and I like the games that are on here. There's the Sega Game Gear games, the Sega Master System games, but there's a section called bonus games, which are just a bunch of Mickey Mouse games that should be on there. So out of the 80 games, I say you're getting 60 games, Sega Mega Drive, Sega Master System, and Sega Game Gear games. But I think it's fucking awesome, but it also plays your cartridges. Now, it only plays Sega Mega Drive cartridges. It won't play Sega Master System cartridges, or it won't take Sega Game Gear cartridges. But that's cool, because primarily the main reason why I got this is as a backup Mega Drive, because my Mega Drive, it's in the attic somewhere, and I don't want to dig it out. And my original controllers will work on it and everything else. There's the reset button, and you can save your games in progress. The controllers have a rewind function and stuff. So let's say if you're playing Bloodshot, for example, or Sonic the Hedgehog, if you press the rewind button on the controller, it goes back a few seconds and you can avoid a death. So yeah, now, like I said, in my opinion, I haven't had any issues with the Sega Mega Drive. The games run well, they sound well, they look well, but people have complained about games crashing and the games actually running like shit. But I haven't experienced this with mine. So in my opinion, if people out there really love the Sega Mega Drive, I would recommend the Art Games Sega Mega Drive Flashback. It's not perfect. I mean, it's not 100% accurate to the actual Mega Drive, but it's pretty damn close. But primarily, I mean, it plays my cartridge games, and I haven't had any issues. I haven't come across any crashes or anything like that, and I'm telling the truth. So, believe me, I don't. But people have complained about it, and people have shown footage of it crashing. So, believe it or not, but in my opinion, it is worth getting, especially if you have like a load of Sega Mega Drive cartridges, and if you're like me, if your Sega Mega Drive is broken or it's in the yak, it's a good backup console. Because the only other option is to buy a new one from eBay or Amazon, which will cost a lot more. So yeah, the Art Games Sega Mega Drive Flashback is pretty awesome. Like I said, it has two wireless 6-button controllers. It has all the Mortal Kombat games, all the Golden Axe games, a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog games, Eastwat, Altered Beast, Fancy Star, brilliant, So in my opinion, yeah, if you have the money, get it, Now onto the Sega Mega Drive Mini. Now this is made by Sega themselves, and M2 do the emulation of the games. Now with the Sega Mega Drive Mini, you have 42 built-in games, all Sega Mega Drive games, and this looks 100% like the original Mega Drive. So it looks awesome, I have to say. They got it down how it's meant to look. Now it comes with two 3-button control pads, so just like the original Sega Mega Drive control pads. But we got a 6-button Sega Saturn wireless controller that works with this, and we'll plug this in here, and we can use a 6-button Sega Saturn controller, which is awesome. So yeah, now it doesn't play cartridges or anything like that, but there's there's a Sega 32X and a Mega CD that plug into it. You know what I mean? Now they don't play games or anything; it's just cosmetic, you know, which is pretty awesome. So like the Sega Mega Drive Mini, the games are brilliant on it. Like I said, you have a Street 42, you have all the Sonic games, but there's no Mortal Kombat games in this. But with this, you have Streets of Rage 2, Factor Man, Virtua 42. It's brilliant in my opinion. So like, but it is more expensive than the Yak games. Sega Mega Drive, flashback. And with the flashback, with the Sega Mega Drive flashback, there's no Street of Rage game, so that's the only downside with the Mega Drive flashback. So yeah, I mean, like I say, if I love the Sega Mega Drive, it was my console of choice back in the day, with the war between the Sega Mega Drive and Super Nintendo. Like I have both consoles because both consoles have awesome games, but the Sega Mega Drive was always my favourite, and that's the one that I backed back in the day. So that's why I got the Sega Mega Drive Mini and the Sega Mega Drive Flashback. So yeah, I mean, bottom line is get both, or get, you've had to dash, get both because they're pretty cheap. But there isn't that's pretty much it. But this one plays cartridges and the Sega Mega Drive Flashback, but the Sega Mega Drive Mini doesn't. So it has HDMI 720p, and you can save your games and progress and stuff, but you can't rewind. If you die, you can't rewind and start again. That's a feature that the flashback has. If you die, you press the rewind button, it goes back a few seconds, and you can play again. So yeah, I mean, yeah, but like, I haven't heard any issues with this whatsoever. But I have heard people saying with the flashback that it crashes, and sometimes the games run terrible. But I haven't come across any of them issues. We've had it for nearly a year now, and it's awesome. You know, I plays my cartridges. So yeah, yeah, awesome. Yeah, so yeah, I hope everyone out there has a good day. And like I said, like, stay in the house, play a bunch of video games, watch movies. There's plenty of things to do in the house if you have the means to do so. So just stay safe, everyone, and be careful. So take care and bye bye.